What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Mi Casa es Su Casa, and I am your host, Niko House. I want to thank you all who have been coming from H.A. Goodman, and of course, I want to thank H.A. Goodman himself. I know that he has been telling people to come to the page and check us out, and so I greatly appreciate it. You all know that H.A. Goodman is a good friend of mine, as well as Tim Black, so I want to thank both of them for all the support they've been giving me. And once again, in case you do not know, H.A. Goodman has now hit 100,000 followers, so I do want to personally congratulate him on that as well. We had a good conversation last night. Like I said, the guy is always supportive, and I appreciate that. I really do. Also want to thank you all for joining us on our road to 10,000 subscribers, because we are almost there. We've gotten 300 followers in the last 2 to 3 days alone. 300 subscribers, I should say. So, hey, if you are watching right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is worth it. Most people say it. You can ask people in the comment section. So definitely subscribe. And thank you all who are donating to our One Follow $1 campaign on Patreon. All you have to do to donate to that campaign, just click on the Patreon link in the description below and just donate $1. Show the mainstream media that if they will not invest in the truth, then we will invest in those who will. And also, if you want to follow me on Steemit, you can now do so. You can go to steemit.com/@NikoHouse. I want to thank you all who already follow me there. So, good news for everybody. Well, depends on how you look at it. But this is breaking as of like 15 minutes ago. This is 15 minutes ago breaking. Andrew McCabe is no longer the deputy director of the FBI. And I wish I could tell you all if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's mostly a mixed thing. It's not necessarily a good thing, if that makes sense. The reason why, and by the way, if you're watching this live right now, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would share this, with whoever you prefer. So, but yeah, the reason why is because most people don't know that Andrew McCabe was close and is still going to be able to retire and get 100% of his benefits. But now the waters get a little bit murky as far as him having to speak in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, because the guy can just leave the country at this point. If he doesn't have to testify in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, like if they're not talking like indictment stuff, he can just refuse. He's retiring. He's not about to go get a job anywhere. And if he wants to, he probably just go work in the private industry. But Andrew McCabe is indeed a crook. A while ago, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I'm sure that you all recall the video that I did on Andrew McCabe, James Comey, and Robert Mueller. First of all, Andrew McCabe was in charge of the Clinton investigation. Now, some people will be like, well, I don't see a problem with that. Well, you should, because during the Clinton investigation, one of Hillary Clinton's or pro-Hillary Clinton super PACs and one of Hillary Clinton's cronies donated a grand total of $700,000 to his wife in a failed race in Virginia. Yes, Andrew McCabe's wife literally raised more money than almost any candidate in the nation, running at the local level, mind you. Like, she was raising more money than U.S. senators and U.S. Congress people, and still lost. But that money was donated during the Clinton investigation. Now, Trump poses a very legitimate question. Why didn't Jeff Sessions immediately remove him from being the director of the FBI, or the deputy director of the FBI, and being partially in charge of this Russian investigation, when you clearly saw a conflict of interest? Like, we know for a fact that is the definition. I've seen judges recuse themselves because, like, their third cousin, is involved in some way, form, or fashion with one of the people in the case. They don't even talk anymore. But if there's any type of relationship that could potentially skew the outcome of a case, of an investigation, etc., then they recuse themselves, as they should. Andrew McCabe seemingly did the opposite of recusing himself. But any responsible, in my opinion, any responsible public servant would recuse themselves in an event that their wife was directly receiving money from all the people connected to the person I'm investigating. Because, you can't keep receiving money if that person is in jail. I'm sure that had absolutely no effect on whether or not he was being honest and objective. But here is an issue. He's essentially right now, he's retiring. He can't collect his full retirement benefits until March. But what he is doing right now is removing himself from the situation. And they will not, unfortunately, they should have started this Judiciary Committee much earlier. But they will not actually be able to do anything about his retirement benefits if they don't literally have him come to the Senate Judiciary Committee and speak pretty much immediately. Because like I said, 90 days out, there's nothing we can do about it. And actually today's the 29th, so I think they have like 2 days. So it's horrible in that regard. I'm happy that he's not dealing with anything anymore. But I want you all to understand something about Andrew McCabe. Okay? The guy, since 1996, has been part of the FBI, but he worked under both Robert Mueller and James Comey. James Comey got fired, and of course, Trump had a lot of backlash from that. Although, in my humble opinion, Jeff Sessions, who is, which we all know, he's establishment to the core, didn't even want to look into Hillary Clinton or her little cabal. Jeff Sessions could have spoken up about that, saying, look, it's a clear conflict of interest, and as the Attorney General, I fully support that decision. Like, there's nothing right or left about that, in my humble opinion. Maybe I'm crazy. I know people think that sometimes. I'm not that crazy. There's nothing right or left about acknowledging a clear conflict of interest. That's called being a goddamn Attorney General. So I thought. But he did not do that. And then on top of that, afterwards, he allowed Andrew McCabe to remain as the deputy director of the FBI. Now, why would you step down so early? Because people may not be suspicious of that. I've already explained to you one reason why you need to step down. But the reason you should be suspicious about someone stepping down is because aren't we in the midst of a Russia investigation? Because it was so important that we investigate the Russian hacking from Russiagate, the collusion. That was so important that y'all even brought your little butt buddy Robert Mueller in as a special prosecutor, because that was so much better than James Comey, right? I don't agree with a lot of quotes from Trump, but this is one quote that I do agree with. He believes that McCabe was politically motivated by senior leaders of the FBI, and he's tainted the agency's reputation for unbiased pursuit of justice. Sure, somebody wrote that up for him, but that's neither here nor there. But he said that the new director he appointed, which I don't know who that is yet, but the new director that he appointed will hopefully clean up the misconduct at the highest levels of the FBI. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. And I think that what this does signal, however, because clearly he did not step down without clearing it through Robert Mueller. But what I truly believe is that this signals the upcoming demise of Russiagate. That's what I do believe is happening. I truly believe that what we are about to see is the end of that particular conspiracy theory. Because Because remember, Andrew McCabe, even though they keep referring to him as deputy director because that's his technical position, he was the acting director of the FBI. So now you have to put someone in. And Trump gets to appoint that person, technically. And I'm sure he's going to do a much better job of picking them. So my assumption is, and this is, once again, this is my assumption, it's a speculation, because I don't actually know that rule, but Trump likely could have appointed someone to be the director of the FBI, but it would probably make sense that if you fire someone and then they have to open, because remember, once again, they don't want to talk about this, whenever Trump fired Comey, when Robert Mueller was brought in, it was not to investigate Trump or Russiagate. That was a lie. It was perpetuated by the mainstream media to put a smokescreen over the reality of the situation. Robert Mueller was merely brought in to investigate the firing of James Comey amid the Russiagate investigation, not to investigate Russiagate. It's just like the Paul Manafort situation, right? Paul Manafort was indicted not because of Russiagate. He was indicted because of some corrupt practices he had with the Ukraine. He did corrupt things. He was working with the oligarchs in that area, doing things he shouldn't have been doing, and that's why he was indicted. But they threw it. Oh, and by the way, it's something about Russia too. Y'all gonna believe it anyway, so hey, whatever. Damacity. The damacity is like killing me, and it's on all sides. Because Trump supporters, look now, don't get too happy. I got a video coming for y'all tomorrow, and we're gonna have a conversation, me and you, right here. We're gonna talk. But I want to see, because I'm not done. Like, I'm good. Step down. But I don't want you to get your retirement unless you're retiring in a jail cell with your corrupt ass. That's what I want to see. I want to see all that. Because remember, although the Russiagate investigation is a big deal, we're also investigating Hillary Clinton and her foundation in Little Rock. And FBI agents, because remember, FBI agents have been claiming, hey, we had higher officials telling us to calm down on the Clinton Foundation investigation when we tried to get it taken care of. Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember that, but that happened. So, of course, as the Senate Judiciary Committee is investigating these all of these matters, some FBI, one, maybe two, few of them, gonna call, hey man, what was going on? Who was asking you to not talk? Who was telling you to stop with the investigation? Man, look, this guy Andrew McCabe, he's corrupt as hell. Matter of fact, he said it was Mueller who told him to calm us down, and then James Comey, man, he even told us before he leaked everything, he said he was gonna do it. I'm just saying, highly likely. But why leave early in the middle of an investigation that you supposedly feel so strongly about, where your boss is supposedly in charge of it, even though he's not? He's in charge of the firing of Comey. That's what he's investigating. In case anybody forgot that, because I think that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. He was not in charge of the Russia investigation. He was in charge of investigating the firing of Comey amid the Russia investigation. I'm excited because once this FISA memo gets released, oh, and don't forget, because we forgot the text messages. Yeah. Remember they found them 5 months. 5 months. They found 5 months of those text messages, and I'm sure it wasn't all about what they were going to do to each other when they got along. In case y'all didn't know, yeah, the FBI agents that were involved in that, they were lovers. They were a thing. So it's crazy how relationships always get people caught up. Keep it in your pants, people. But those text messages got found, and all of a sudden, Andrew McCabe, like, you know what? Can we speed up this retirement thing? Because it wasn't even, 3 days ago that the text messages got found. And then, of course, I mean, who announces anything on a Friday? He probably talked it over the weekend. They're like, yo, because the FBI has the text messages. So he probably talked to a couple of his friends like, yo, how many times did they message me in these? Did they mention me in these text messages? And they were like, dog, your name comes up 165 times and we're not even done going through all of them. Get out now, because you're not going to get your retirement once these text messages hit the Senate Judiciary Committee. Just saying, right? Probably what happened. I can't say for sure. But if they talking, those text messages talking about a secret society, and remind you, these are lovers, so they're speaking candidly, like, oh, I can trust he or she to not talk about this in public because, first of all, it would implicate both of us. Plus, we're the FBI. Who would ever get this? And we know we're going to be able to get Trump out of office and put Clinton in, so these will never get found. What I tell y'all? Well, what's one of my main themes on this show? You don't have to be intelligent to get a position in the government. You don't have to be intelligent to be successful. You don't have to be intelligent. And trust me, as a person who is part of the intelligence community, who has worked with the intelligence community, who has family that's in the intelligence, you don't even have to be intelligent to be a part of the intelligence community. You just have to be, in this particular scenario, with the two FBI agents, you just have to be willing to sell out. You just have to be willing to be corrupt. The reason I say that is because y'all are motherfucking FBI agents. How the hell did you not think to use an encrypted application to send messages about committing treason on the President of the United States of America? Y'all motherfucking FBI agents. I had college students telling me, hey, just worried that somebody in another campaign is going to see something that we send via text message. I know 18, 19, 20-year-olds that know how to use Signal, that know how to use Slack. And y'all's FBI agents just sending text messages. Oh, you cute. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you at 2. Or can't wait to see you at work too. Secret society. Yay, Clinton. I love her so much. Me too, babe. Let's go bond over it. By the way, Andrew McCabe is a criminal and he's treasonous, and he also had his wife, raise a bunch of money from Clinton's so she could win an election. She ended up losing, and I hope they never find out about it. So let's send in a regular text message. Bruh. The damacity knows no bounds. No, so Kush said they use burner phones. You can use a burner phone. That does not mean that your messages were encrypted. Like, they still get sent over a telephone network. The thing about Signal or Slack or other encrypted apps is that it doesn't use a cell phone signal, or for example, I have AT&T. So it doesn't use AT&T to send the messages. It uses a Wi-Fi network or data network that isn't necessarily connected to your cell phone service. So you can't just like right now, if I was trying to go read I can't read any of my messages from a year ago, no matter what I do for Signal. I'm sure they know this. And let's just say, even if, because we haven't seen this yet, but even if by chance, right, maybe the FBI could get text messages sent back and forth from Signal or or MeWe or whatever encrypted service you choose. At least make it hard for them. You know how they found the text messages? I think they just asked somebody. They just turned up. It took all of a day and a half. They were like, we lost 5 months worth of really specific text messages. And then the next day, hey, we found them. We found all of them. What the hell? How you lose 5 months and then miraculously fine 5 months. Matter of fact, if it's a burner phone, why don't you just burn all the months? Burn all, it's burning, it's encrypted. Burn all the fucking months away. Pretend like they never existed. That's some, you know what? Y'all don't be mad at me. But that's some kind of like some middle-aged old people shit. That's like what people you haven't interacted with millennials in a long time, and you're like, oh, let's get burner phones to do our dirt. We're like, man, if you don't just add me on Signal, add me on MeWe. I'm not about to get no damn burner phone. I ain't got no money like that. You got money like that? And if you're sneaking around, why would you get a whole nother phone to do that? Didn't that risk the opportunity of you being caught? I'm just saying. This is just common sense stuff to me. If you're going to break the law, at least break it. You work for the FBI. You know all the ways you can get caught, and yet you still get caught. I don't concern anybody. This is our intelligence community. I don't concern y'all. Man, look, I'm scared out of my damn mind. The only thing that makes me happy about this is that, well, at least we know that the deep state isn't necessarily as smart as we thought they were. The only reason that they were getting away with a lot of what they have been up into this point was simply because we just did not have access to internet. Or we didn't have access to the information we needed. And we didn't have enough whistleblowers to come out and kind of, we can put all the pieces together that they have put in front of us. You know, we didn't always have access to all of WikiLeaks, or at least we did, but we didn't know where to find a lot of this stuff. Like we have like everything we need now to call them out. And like now they have been able to be so lackadaisical about their bullshit so much in the past. Now it's just like, bro, how did you find that out? Yo, I just went to DuckDuckGo and I just typed it in the thing and it came up. All your text messages are right here, man. Like, intelligence community, y'all. You're not that intelligent. I got high hopes. I got high hopes for our movement. They got burner phones. Y'all FBI agents and y'all got caught sending text messages like, oh my God, I can't believe they were able to pull off text messages. How did that happen? I can go pull somebody's text messages right now. Let's call AT&T. Hey, yo, AT&T. Oh, the CIA. Can I go ahead and get those text messages from this phone number? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Huh. A lawyer could have gotten those text messages from AT&T or whatever company they use. It doesn't take much. Anyway. I think that's it. I think that's it for this particular episode. So make sure you share, like, donate to the One Follow $1 campaign on Patreon. You can click on the Patreon link in the description and just donate $1, $1, or you can donate through Super Chat. It's perfectly fine as well. All donations are greatly appreciated. Make sure if you are on Steemit, follow me. If you are not on Steemit, get on Steemit. It's a good way to help support your favorite independent journalists. If you don't have a lot of money and you can't donate to Patreon, which is totally understandable, go on Steemit. It's totally free. Anytime you support, their writing, their videos, their blog posts, anything like that, you will actually contribute to them via cryptocurrency that Steemit actually spends on the journalists. So all you have to do is go like it. That being, and go check out my last podcast as well. I'm not going to be going long, but in case you are one of those people who are going to come back a little bit later, find your balance. Peace.